Got your pro quarterback nigga fumbling. Trying to hate on me now, but yo, you crumbling. Got so many styles, she's all in love with them. You too much, trying to hold grip in the clutch. Got my hustle on Def Jam with my rustle on. Put my muscle on, stack it up. But baby, won't you back it up? I'm about to burst down pearl. You gift with the curse. You like my baby mama dripping, bitch, but wait, it gets worse. She wanna be the top dog, new Gucci purse. See them sparkles in the party, no jars about the body. Make some noise with this, baby girl is poisonous. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Good night, everybody. Which part of the planet you are in, that's what matters. Yes, I
Happy
think
Thursday.
nighttime in Germany. Shout out to Sama the Miss. Yes, I am Dr. John Imperial. I got MFC. We win a cipher in the building.
Good.
How are you doing, MFC?
Fine.
Yes.
Thursday, one day closer to Friday.
Yes, one day closer to Friday. Friday. Yes, but every Sunday is my birthday. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. So what's going on in the world we in? How is the like we was bouncing off of yesterday? How's everything going as far as the air quality?
Oh wow. Well, the air quality is still dangerous. But at least today it's not foggy and it's not orange. You don't doesn't look orange outside, which was really, really bad yesterday. And they had to close a lot of like Broadway, off Broadway shows, everything got canceled, baseball games, basketball games, everything was canceled. Um, and a lot of places closed early and they sent their employees home, which was great. And today the schools are closed, and also the airports had problems yesterday, and they also had problems this morning.
Yeah.
So, yep, yep,
So planes are
they,
still able to fly, huh?
right.
Hmm.
So there are delays. Some
Plane. I
flights
ain't trying
got,
to hear that.
yeah, some flights got canceled, and then you had some that still left, but they were delayed. Like you have a delay when you could take off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're warning even today. They even suspended alternate parking, which is rare, but they did. And because they tell everybody be careful if you have to go outside, when you do, and then definitely wear a mask. And they're telling you definitely now in the train, because I just saw something where it mentioned the train, the air quality was worse,
Oh yeah.
and yep, it was worse. And so they had some researchers from NYU with some equipment, and they tested. And normally, a regular normal for regular air is 12, and we read at 612.
Percent. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. That's not good. That's not good.
No.
Not nice.
So yeah. So it's going to be like that for a few more days, but at least,
I'm
they
telling you,
said that
cover up
it's
those windows, MFC. You better take some linen, cover up the windows, leave a little hole, if anything. Just that I would suggest. That's what I was telling my
yeah,
friend, in Jersey. They claim it's like a metallic type of smell because I'm
it's
hearing there's
true.
particles in the air. So what I would do, okay, is I would cover up those windows like we used to do in the Bronx back in the days of garbage bags because we didn't have any insulation like that. And that way it'll be a little buffer. It's not going to fully help you, but instead of,
Right.
for example, getting 50% particles, you maybe get 13%. And that helps out a lot, especially
Right.
when you're dealing with somebody up
That's
in
true.
age who doesn't have a lot of lung capacity to deal with. You know,
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Or you're
you know,
asthmatic.
yeah, or yeah, a young person that just has lung problems, asthmatic. And you could also develop these things. Think about it. That's like a person
It's
who could
true.
be normal and then develop asthma later on in life, or a person who has chronic asthma and then you get rid of it by
Well,
staying
they're also
heavily.
warning with these micro particles. They go not only could they go into your lungs, breathing them in and stuff, but they can also go into your bloodstream and cause other problems
Uh,
like heart attacks and things like that. So that's why it's really, it's and that was something yesterday. Like what about the people that are right there at ground zero?
Yeah.
You know, like how if they evacuate, how far do you evacuate and still like, I know here what I saw something, it mentions if you have the air conditioners, before you turn your air conditioner back on, clean your vents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clean your vents before you turn anything
Yeah.
back on, and stuff like that. And also, they said that a good rain, so hopefully we get some rain, but a good rain will wash a lot of this loose debris away,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But so I guess we're gonna have something big SB do some more dancing. The last time he brought rain to Arizona,
Yes, yes, we must have SB do the rain dance for everybody.
did a rain dance.
Yes, do the rain dance. Rain the whole week straight up there. Do the rain dance, SB, get it popping for everybody. Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take it any way we could get it. But this
Yes.
is, I have to honestly say, it was so ominous yesterday that it made everybody uncomfortable. Like they even tell you, don't even take your animals outside for at least another, 5 days or so
That
until
bad?
everything. Yes,
4 5 days.
because remember, they walk outside, the stuff gets on their, besides breathing, it gets on their
Mhm.
paws and stuff, and they lick their paws. And so, you know, the vets are gearing up just in case anybody has any problem with their animals breathing, they tell you to take them to the vet right away.
Mm.
So,
Well, I have a sad story. It's a mother of four in Florida. She was killed, right? Her name was Jike AJ Owens. There was a
yep,
lady named Susan Louise Lawrence, all right,
yep.
with a Z. And they didn't arrest her right away, which was a little crazy. I want you to check this out, MFC in the world, because this was real shocking. And the sad part is goes back to equality. We all want to be treated the same.
New video this morning shows a woman in handcuffs after allegedly shooting her neighbor through her own front door. 58-year-old Susan Lawrence is charged with manslaughter with a firearm, a first-degree felony with a maximum sentence of 30 years in prison. This is Lawrence's mugshot. Fox 35 got it minutes before 1 o'clock this morning. First appearance begins at 9 a.m. We are in contact with jail officials about whether she is scheduled for that time. The arrest follows a day of protest over the death of A.J. Owens, who was killed after being shot through her neighbor's door.
Yeah, the pair were allegedly in a dispute over a children's tablet as well. And Randy Hildreth is live outside the Marion County Jail this morning. Randy, the sheriff has spoken exclusively with Fox 35 about the arrest and the ongoing feud between these two neighbors.
Hey, good morning to you both. And one of the more difficult pieces of information that's come out of this investigation is that Owens's children were key witnesses in piecing this story together. I do want to break down the very latest that we got from the sheriff's office in the series
Fair usage.
of events that unfolded that day that ultimately led to Owens being shot. And one of the things that the sheriff's office has said is that Lawrence was angry at Owens's children who were playing in a field near her home. We're told that she started yelling at them, which was overheard by a neighbor. One witness says that Lawrence used racial slurs towards the children. Deputies confirmed she threw a roller skate at the children and one was hit. And they do say an older sibling of Owens went to the home first to talk to Lawrence, and she swung an umbrella at them. And that's when they say Owens went to the home and knocked on the door. They say Lawrence fired one shot through the closed front door and it hit Owens in her chest with her 10-year-old standing next to her.
Man. Ooh, we got to unpack that one today, MFC.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, we got to unpack that one today. That's
yeah.
very sad, but that I want to say that incident could have been prevented. And what I mean by
True.
that is, you have to know who you're dealing with.
That's true.
And I'm not even going clear saying all white people are evil, blase, because it could be
No,
the opposite way. You could have
it's
a
true.
primarily, a white person in a primarily black neighborhood, and things could arise. But
That's
my thing is, and I'm talking from experience because I live right now where I'm speaking from, this home, I'm the only black person in the circumference, black male or female. Yeah. There's probably a Latin guy down the street, and my other residents, same thing. And I'm
right.
I'm there over 10 years, okay,
Yeah,
throwing parties and everything. But I know where I'm at. I know where, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like I explain to people, be on your best behavior. And what I
Yeah.
mean by that is you gotta, don't act like you're blind. You know how people are looking at you. And then on
Yeah.
top of it, like they said, this Owens lady, AJ Owens, the mother who was killed in front of her son. Okay, you're knocking on somebody's door for a crime that they already did. You're not the judge and jury. Call the police. And see, that's why
Yeah.
people got to get off that stop snitching and all that. You're a taxpayer, and this is what you pay people. They hit your son. Okay, they're messing with your kids. Okay, that's not her kids. So by her putting her hands on them, she's supposed to got arrested for that. You
Right.
know what I mean? So by you knocking on her door when it's past situations, like
Yeah.
and she didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves to be shot through a door.
R-
But
Right. That's true. And
people
then
who
the other
use
thing too is
it,
there's a history of them
like
going back,
Florida.
of the cops being called from both sides for
Yeah,
over 2 years.
yeah, no, that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. So
Yeah.
obviously it's a thing, hey, you stay over here, you stay over there, and
Yeah.
obviously she broke that. Okay,
Yeah.
kind of like you would have an order protection, to a degree, because
Well,
if
from
you
what?
like you said they had
Yeah.
past experiences. So what I'm trying to say is she threw the skates at the kid allegedly, right? So
Right.
by her doing that, and there's other kids that seen it, call the cops.
Right.
Call the cops, because by you doing that, she could say, especially in Florida, where I see a lot of
Yeah.
people use stand your ground, she could use the
Yeah.
excuse she's trying to break in my house. I saw another incident where a guy followed the mother. He was a past boyfriend of this young. It was a teenage love thing, right? And he's breaking in the door. So the stepfather shoots him. Soon as he
Right.
broke the
Yeah.
lock on
Stand
the
your
door,
ground. That's
got him
why.
2
That's
times.
why there was a delay, because they
No,
wanted to see about the stand your ground in this case, but it
but
didn't pan out.
okay, but my thing is this: had it been first of all, I believe she should have been arrested right away. Why? Her door was not breached. The lady was knocking on it, simply knocking on it, and because of the past prior situations they had, she probably was fed up. Not to mention she's up in age. Okay, it's not like this lady's in her 30s. Okay, she's damn near 60 years old.
Yeah. She's.
So my thing is she's gonna use, the whole, the black woman's aggressive, she's younger than her, they use these. You gotta remember, when you go in front of the courtroom, that's what they're gonna use. And even if they don't feel that in their heart, that's what their lawyer's gonna tell them to say. Why? Because it's gonna get them out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I don't play that. Like I have a neighbor to my left of me. You don't know which way I'm looking, but I have a neighbor to me. Okay, he's an older gentleman. Okay, he served in the Marines because he has one of those flags outside his house. He was throwing some leaves over in my backyard. I caught him. Now, if that was somebody, I would really want to lump him up. But you know what? I know I'm dealing with one. Not to mention he's up in age. So you
Yeah.
know what? I went and picked it up. And next time I seen him, I said, "Hey, I seen you do that." And it's somewhat of a respect thing. I didn't see him do it again. So, but
Right.
what I'm going back to, what I'm trying to say is sometimes you have to, you give or take, and I'm going to use
That's
this
true.
situation example. The kid's still alive. Now, maybe
Yeah.
tell your kid, you know what, she's a little crazy. Stay away from her part of the house. It could be a whole bunch of things. And it's just,
Right. Because what they claim is that where her house is, next to her house is an open area, an open lot. And that's where all the kids go and play. And so she's complained about the kids making so much noise, and she's made noise complaints and things like that.
Mhm.
Okay. So other people have said, well, since she complains all the time about the kids with the noise, just keep the kids to another side. Okay. Now the other thing too is that, again, I don't know, you have some neighborhoods you're not allowed to put up fences. Okay. In
Mhm.
some places you can. So to
Well,
me,
it depends the height as well. And you got to
the height
also
also, right.
take in consideration if it's a HOA
Right.
thing.
That you're right. And I don't know if that was, I don't believe that was an HOA. I don't know. But I
No, but
just noticed
regardless
that
if
when you
it's
look
not
at pictures,
MFP,
yeah.
somewhat respect your neighbors. And the
No, it's
reason I'm
true. It's
saying
true.
that, you throw a party, okay, and you got some neighbors that like to complain. You kindly go over and you kind of guide who's who after a while. And I'm
Yeah.
also use myself. I couldn't tell you my neighbor's first and last name, what I mean, other than maybe getting some mail that was theirs by accident. But you know what I mean? We don't talk on bases like that. But I've thrown events okay, in my homes. Okay, and what I've done, okay, because these aren't the neighborhoods for that. I went to my neighbors and kindly told them, hey, it's going to be a
Yep.
little bit of noise next week, and and I had one that said, okay, well, you make sure it's over by, I think you said 8:30, and I was like, well, we're not starting up to 6. So and we joked about it. But what I'm trying to say is,
No, it's true.
sometimes when you give that respect, you get that respect back. Now,
That's
of
true.
course, sometimes that's not going to happen. That's when, okay, like you were saying, maybe tell your kids, hey, don't play over there. You got the crazy old guy, and we all have
Right.
neighborhoods like that. Okay,
Right.
we all have, neighbors that are like that. Everybody's not going to be roses and petals. So,
Right.
it's just sad. My main thing is to get back home. Okay, now those kids don't have a mother, and also in
That's
some
right.
of the reports, that 10-year-old, I think, or 12-year-old, don't quote me, that was right next to his mother. Okay,
The
as she was
10-year-old
dying,
was.
shot. He's going to have guilt his
Yeah.
whole life. I don't care all the therapy he can have. Okay,
Yeah.
because he's gonna always say, "I should have just kept my mouth shut." This lady done
Yeah.
complained. You know what I mean? And the one time I went and told my mom, and she went and
Yeah.
representing for you, but it's a way you have to represent, and
Yeah.
not to mention, I don't want to always keep going to the skin tone, but it's
Yeah.
a certain way
But you
things that
you
can
you are right. Yeah. When the thing started off, they should have called the cops and let the cops
No, you
get
handle it. Yeah,
involved with
handle
that.
it. That's why once again, and any criminal listen to me, Dr. John Imperial, snatch,
Yeah.
snatch. That's what you paying your taxes for, because they do the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if they don't do anything, that's when you follow up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if that was supposed to be a place for them to play and you really want them to play, then go ahead, follow up. Follow up. Call if you got to call every day. If you got a video, this is not the 80s. Okay,
Right.
they got videos on every device damn near you have, and I think one of the kids left the iPad. Record her. She start
Yeah.
acting up. Miss Jones start acting up. Record her butt. That's
Yeah.
what my mama would have told me. Okay, if I
Yeah.
grew up in this times, you know why? Have that documented proof. And
That's
that's
true.
how people, if you're being terrorized in your neighborhood, which is what one of these people were, one of the ones on the right, okay, I couldn't tell you which one from now, but it looks like, okay, the one who shot through the door, okay, Susan Lawrence was in the wrong. Why? Because
Right.
you're in the comfort of your home. She could have called the cops as well. That's why
Exactly.
you should have been arrested right away, MFC. Not none of that. Oh, we have to investigate. And no, I think the only reason they arrested Susan Lawrence, okay, for shooting AJ Owens, okay, through a door, a metal locked door, was she was fed up. She was fed up, and she was scared. She was scared of getting
Yeah.
that ass whipping.
Yeah.
But here it is, you could throw toys at a little kid instead of once again knocking on the door, telling her, "Hey, your kids are getting a little rowdy or whatever."
Yeah.
But maybe I'm misspoken, because maybe that happened before. But
Right.
bottom
Maybe it's
line,
reached another level because you never know either. Sometimes
no, yeah.
the level of, the thing, the back and forth with neighbors, like you have some neighbors that may complain because your dog is barking. And
Mm-hmm.
then they may take it to the level, or they say, if I hear your dog barking again, I'm gonna go and shoot it. That
No,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
No, yeah.
And
Poisoning.
then
I know. Oh,
like
yeah. I can tell you some
or
horror stories.
right, exactly, poisoning.
Yeah.
You've heard many stories of that too.
But this is the
You know.
thing, MFC. I had a neighbor, okay, highly prejudiced. All right. And I would say hi. I thought maybe he didn't hear me. It was a couple of times too many had happened. I was like, okay. So one time I pull up, and I mean, it was real dead. You could drop a pin. Okay, you couldn't hear nothing. So I go, hey, how you doing? Still didn't say nothing. Just looked like he didn't see me. So I parked the car. Before I go in the garage, I walked over and I said, hey, I know you hear me. My name is Don. I told him my government name, and then I told him, I said, you know what? If your house is on fire, I'll be the first one trying to save you. I just want to let you know that. Have a good day. And after
Mhm.
that, he went out his way to say hi to me.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
and that's how I was raised. Okay,
Yeah.
stupid and stupid is gonna get stupider.
That's
Okay,
true.
stupid and
That's true.
civilized to make something happen, and
That's
that's
true.
what I'm. And it's not about the kumbaya, nothing like that. But like I explained to them, yeah, I'm your neighbor, whether you like it or not. I didn't say that, but that basically in
Yeah.
that little sentence, letting them
Yeah.
know you can be
Yeah.
funky with me, but it's not. I'm not bringing that to you. I'm just your
Yeah.
neighbor.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, okay, because my wife at the time was friends with his wife, and come to find out, I was right about it. Okay, he was in the KKK prior years ago, and I guess his wife had left him. So, I'm getting the backstory, and it was
Yeah.
like, and I guess after I had did that, he had mentioned how, I'm so, I guess he started watching all these different movies, and now he had a different perception of people, and
Right.
I'm just saying that to say you don't know what goes through your neighbor's life.
No, it's true.
So,
It's true.
so you know what I'm saying? You're only seeing them maybe getting in the car or something like that. So you gotta just be mindful. And like I said, if you know
Yep.
what you're dealing with. If you know you have a neighbor that really doesn't like the music like that, don't overly
Yeah.
blast.
Well,
Share
and the other thing too is everyone's like for me, my household has always been the household that everybody comes to. So
uh-huh.
my neighbors on top of me and underneath me, if I was doing anything, I always invited them.
Yeah, there
Because
you go.
if their people are in my house, they're not going to complain. But at the same time, I always gave them a heads up a week or two before what I was doing, so that way, there would be, and we never had a problem. We respected each side. And just
Mhm.
like my neighbor on top of me, whenever she would have her grandkids visiting, because the little ones, they're running all over the place, she'd let me know, and I never complained, because it's kids. But that one thing I do know for a fact, you do have a lot of people out here that they're not into kids. They don't want kids when they go on vacation. They don't want no kids around them, where they live at, so it's like, for me, I love kids. They're our future and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But, and I don't say if they make noise. You'd rather have them outside getting sun, playing, burning off that energy that all kids have, so it's daytime. It's not like they're doing 2 o'clock in the morning, they're out there doing a crazy stuff, so, but again, everyone has a different outlook on that. And then I would think too, if you get to a place where there is a lot of kids, from what I understand, this woman, she was renting. So she didn't own the house, she was renting. So if that
Who?
was the
Which one?
case,
Which one? Which
the
one? So my
58-year
AJ,
old,
the one who
yeah,
was shot, or
no,
the
no,
one?
not AJ, no, the
Okay,
one
so you
that
missed
shot the
Lorenz.
woman.
Who's in
Yeah,
Lorenz? Yes.
yeah, rent, right. She
Okay.
was
So she was
renting.
renting.
So if that was the case for over 2 years, this is going on and on and on, and she was uncomfortable with it, then it would have been to look for a place to move where there is no kids, or
Exactly.
or that there's not an empty lot next to the house to where kids go
MFC.
to play, you know.
That goes out. That goes, not to cut you off, but that goes out the window. Why? Your door is locked. You have They know how to dial 911 in the past. Why haven't
No,
you
it's
done
true.
that? And
That's
just
true.
because you get fed up doesn't
Oh no,
mean
I
you
don't
can go
justify. I
shoot
don't
your
justify
neighbor through the
going
door. But
to the door.
let me
Yeah.
let me go into this right here. This is a guy who was in the same state, but he was denied. Check this out. Okay. I gotta get it right. Come on now, get that damn. Get it right with the technical difficulties.
Following breaking news, a Palm Beach County judge has ruled Travis Rudolph cannot use a stand your ground defense in his first-degree murder trial. The former football star accused of killing a man in Lake Park last spring. Rudolph told police he felt threatened following an argument when his then-girlfriend's brother came to their home. Rudolph faces life in prison if convicted of murder.
Okay, you saw that?
Right. Yes, and he was
Yeah.
acquitted. That means he not acquitted. He was found not guilty. Yes.
No, but what I brought that up
Right.
just to show
Yep.
people. Okay, he was denied. Okay. Now
Yep.
here it is. Somebody came. Okay, I'm coming over there to do blase, and you know what I mean. So that's totally premeditated, and you
Yeah.
still get denied. Stand your ground. Why? I'm
Right.
gonna let you answer it in the comments. Okay, so
Yeah.
and then somebody could shoot from a closed metal door, and it's
Yeah.
still questions being asked. Nobody tried to breach the door, the window, knocking, and maybe she was knocking a little aggressively. But come on now, when has been somebody knocking aggressively, equal being murdered?
Yeah.
You
And
know,
but it's true, like you said, you're behind a locked metal door. Call the cops. If
call
you
the
really
police.
feel uneasy, call the cops.
You know,
And that way you're protected, just in case, you're protected in the sense that
that's
even
it.
if you felt fear, it's,
You said the right. You said the right. MFC, protected.
yeah, you
That's
feel
it.
protected.
Protected.
Yeah.
You gotta put one. She should have been protecting her kids. And how you protecting your kids? You call Jake, call the Popo, call 12,
Yeah.
whatever you guys want to call it. Okay,
Yeah.
call them. Even gotta call them 3 times a day till they get tired. Okay, because
Yeah.
when they get tired, oh yeah, that's when they come. Oh, and they say, listen, we come one more time, one of y'all going to jail. So that stuff stops real quick. So that's why I'm just feeling for the four kids that, I know what's ahead of them, and what's ahead of them is not nothing nice. I grew up with kids that, doesn't have their mother at a young age, and that's the worst. That's the worst. It's so much trauma. You can't even put it into words. You don't even know what type of, it can mess with those kids in their workforce. It can mess with them in their love
Of
life.
course. Of course.
Even having kids because they're blaming themselves for what happened to their childhood, and that's definitely people need to watch out with your neighbors. Be on point with your neighbors. Highly respected. Don't look like you're kissing ass, because it's not you kissing ass. It's just what I do. How I do it is I show, just how my parents raised me. Put them clean ass underwears on, and you're a representation of me. It's the
Yep.
same thing. Just like one time,
Yep.
my kid was bringing the garbage back from being dumped, and he had dropped some stuff prior, and he to pick it up. I got in his butt. This is
Yep.
our house. You know what I mean? This is a representation of us.
That's true.
So if you got a crazy neighbor, once again, like I said, be on, think for them. Same way you're driving, you have to drive defensively. Think for your
Yeah.
neighbor. That way, you could come home to your kids shot
You
through
see,
the door.
what I would think, I've never had a house, but if I ever had a house, because that's the way my mother raised me, is you get to know your neighbors, because you never know. Like, say for instance, say you're home, say you normally work, okay, you're out of the house a lot, but if your neighbor knows who's in your home, like say it's the mom and dad and like two kids, now they see a different car pull up and there's 3 or 4 guys coming out or whatever, that person that's home looks and sees, wait a minute, something, and they have your phone number. It could go 2 ways. Either one, they have your phone number, they call you, say, just to let you know, there's a strange car and there's 4 guys at your house, going to your house, just to give you a heads up. Or they call the police, and if it turns out to be nothing, it turns out to be nothing. But if it turns
Shout
out to
out
be something
FBI.
big, yeah. So
No,
and
I'm shouting out my people's FBI. That's his nickname. We call he's a couple of houses
let
down.
me tell you, I had a friend that lived. Her and her husband lived out in Jersey, and that's what happened in her case.
Yeah.
Okay, they had her neighbors. There's a few neighbors that were retired, so and it was one of those cul-de-sacs. So
Mhm.
you had to go around to come back around and stuff like that. And there were strange people going to her house, so they had her number. They called her, and then at the same time, some other neighbor, while she's calling the owner, the other neighbor just saw her right away and just called the cops right away. So it
MFC.
she had it
We
both
are in
ways.
2023. I know what you're saying, and that still holds weight, but not as much MFC, because you know why? It's called Ring. It's called the Ring
Well, that's
camera.
that's what I was gonna say. Now with the
People have those
technology
around
now,
their
you're
house,
right.
so they feel like me. Like I was saying, how I don't know my neighbors' names and everything. One of my neighbors, thinks she has my. If she still has my, I think it might be my old number because it might have been so long ago. But everybody has that Ring camera, and they people feel like you're intruding a little bit more. It's more or less like that on the West Coast versus the East Coast. I will say, where they
Right.
are. I'm not saying they're not as friendly out on the West Coast, but it's kind of that side eye. So, you go give me your number. Like I said, it happens in cases, but people are more, because of the technology now. Everybody has
Right.
it.
That's true, because now they do have the
And,
cameras where years ago they didn't have the cameras. That's
and in one
true.
of my
And you get
places where
notified right away. Yeah.
I'm not there a lot. Like one time I left the garage door open, like you said, and FBI called me. Okay. And he's the neighborhood watch. All right. And
Right.
you still have those. And things get a little funky and everything, and this is, like I said, every neighborhood's a different. This particular
That's
neighborhood,
true.
I wouldn't say they talk about each other, but oh yeah, you mess around,
You
leave
always
too
have a
much
gossip.
garbage, and
Yeah.
you don't clean your lawn in time. Oh yeah, they be talking about you. And we ain't
They
got
got
no HO. He's the HOA, FBI. Shout out FBI. Just had a stroke too. Good guy. But
no, it's true.
that's what you need though, and I'm all with that. I'm
It's
all with
true.
even
I'm
chastising
all with that
kids.
too.
I'm not saying
Yep.
smack them up, but you should be able to, you see a kid acting up or running through somebody's lawn the wrong way. You should be able to, chastise them, tell them, go back to their parents and kick it, which happened to me. Me and my brother ran rampant. You know how many times people came and, I came home and seen somebody at my door telling my moms and pops, hey, he's acting up or running crazy, and that right there is, to me, what keeps the community tight knit. And I was just talking with these gang members about that because they was trying to tell me, we were arguing MFC about this pull up thing. And what that means is, for example, say I go from New York and I come to it's a check-in thing. I go to Detroit, I was to go to Chicago. Chicago and LA is really big on that, right? And the more money you got, the more they want you to check in. What they mean by that is basically an extortion type of thing. And they try to say it's a protection thing because you're going to be. And first of all, you should be protected regardless. We talk crap about, and this goes to mainly my Black and Latino folk. We talk about all these people oppressing us, but we're oppressing ourselves even more. I gotta check in with you because I'm coming to your state, whether it be performing, whether it be just hanging out and all that, without the fear of getting robbed and everything. When here it is, we're supposed to open the mats out for one another.
Right.
Whenever everybody else does that. You go to a suburban community, they're not doing that. Oh, you got to check in because you're not. And it's not even about a money thing. It's about you don't want to bring that garbage there. So why are you, and this happened to PNB Rock. This happened to all these rappers I could bring up, that they should have been protected. Because this is that's like I'm bringing money to your neighborhood and you're not going to protect me. You think that more money's going to keep coming around? No.
That's right. That's true.
You're going to go elsewhere.
Yeah, they're going to ban that area. They're going to say, don't go to that area. It's not good.
MFC, LA is beautiful. And to have that place, but Chicago, beautiful places you have. And you messing it up. And you messing it up for yourself because that gives talking points to the other side, as they say.
Right.
Like, oh, you want us to clean it up when look, they don't even want to clean it up.
Yeah. That's
like me loving a chick when she don't even want to love herself.
Yeah.
Really? How they say, right? How you gonna love somebody when you don't even love yourself? It's common sense. Like, so my thing, and this goes to everybody, Bloods, Crips, folks, all of those. Like we gotta all turn it up. And what I mean by turn it up, look how we being treated. And these are on all levels. We being shot through doors. Shot through doors. And they questioning it. But you get somebody who had a person come to his home and he didn't even get the satisfaction of a stand your ground.
Yeah.
That's what should be the outcry.
Yeah.
But nobody, you know what I mean? And we're too busy. You get on, and this is another point I want to bring up. MC. You get online, there's guys, I'm about to start shouting them out too, do 20, 30 years in prison, come out. They supposed to be giving the knowledge, the jewels to people, and they just using it from Hassan Campbell on down.
Yeah.
Zip 10 toes, and these ain't stupid brothers, not by far. And that's what pisses me off. Because to me, that's a sellout. Why are you a sellout? Because for these little views and all of that, you'll sell your people out. Yeah. But then you'll go talk about a guy like Vlad, who's they call him a culture vulture, because he gets people to get on his platform and talk about murders and all that, and then the feds swoop down on them. But we're doing even worse. Our ancestors running with the Black Panthers, all the weather groups and all that, they're going crazy in their graves to see how we're acting now. Are you crazy? They died for what?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. That's crazy. And then you talk about people sucking from our community. We're sucking the most.
Yeah.
And that's the we get to there's a thing you brought up, who you telling me about, and what was that, France? The guy stabbing people up? What was that?
Yeah.
Okay. You had the first of all, you had the crazy lady. Okay, this was in New York running around. Okay, you got to be on point. Yeah, and this is where's this at? Go ahead, MFC.
This is in France. Okay, this happened from my understanding, I believe yesterday, that he's a Siberian refugee. Okay. He came through Sweden legally, and then he went over to France legally. And what he did was he went into the park, into a playground, and he started stabbing children and two adults that were trying to like stop him from hurting the kids and stuff like that. So in total, he hurt two adults and 4 kids, ranging from the age of 22 months up to 3 years old. And so, they didn't produce his name or anything else. But again, he jumped away from it. And the nice thing is that the cops there, their cops are all over. So, but these guys look like they're in combat gear, and they tackled him down and got him right away. So he was caught right there. They got him. And
Yeah.
and they're saying that
Nobody
he
poked
wasn't
him up. They just got him. Nobody gave him a. Your friend B-Boy wanted to say
someone
hi.
tried
Yeah,
to,
your boy,
even the
coming.
mothers, if you looked at the tape, even the mothers were screaming at them and stuff like that. You got more, but that's how they ended up getting hurt too. But again, it was like they were more voiceful. That I have to
Yes.
say. Whereas, unfortunately, the one in New York, you had all these people in the park and they're just watching, and you see all these men and stuff. Like nobody tried to grab her or anything.
Well, I will
So
say though, MFC, if that happened out this way, somebody would have plugged homegirl or
yeah,
homeboy especially, and that's why
yeah,
I'm all with having firearms, legal
yeah.
firearms.
Right.
Okay.
See, that's why, because your state is a carry state, where like New York City is not.
You had an old lady pull out. Well, oh yeah, everybody's packing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. That would have
B-boy
been.
wants to say hi. B-boy's always messing my ankles every time he hear you, MFC.
This is winning
Go
for
right there.
anyone that
B-boy,
doesn't
right there.
know.
Why you
This
acting
is winning
shy?
Pfeiffer's mascot. That's B-Boy.
What's up, B-boy?
Okay.
Say hi to the peoples. Yeah, I
That
know.
is our mascot. Hey,
Anytime I bring
B-Boy.
around somebody you humping their leg, B-boy need
Hey,
to grow up
baby.
bad with a capital B. Somebody help out, please. All right. I was trying to get another hair list, but we take anybody right now. Well, who? He said no Great Danes. What? No Great Danes or German Shepherds. Something about they smell kind of funny. But yeah, he'll take anything. Yeah, B-boys when he started humping my male friends' ankles. Okay, first of all, it's females. I was like,
Well,
okay.
that's because
Now
he's
he got
not
me.
fixed.
I don't know. He might be down with the Rainbow Crew, MFC. There's a couple of guys coming by.
But he's not fixed. That's the reason.
Shout
He'll
out
start
Mexican Mike. Man, I got a Mexican friend and he must got a dog B-boy like, man. As soon as B-boy see him, he start doing an invisible hump. You know when they just start
for the
humping? I'm
dogs.
like,
They could smell the other animals. It's
I'm
just
not
like you
trying to
go
I'm not
somewhere.
trying to hear that. I'm
It's
not
true.
trying to hear that. We
It's
don't play
true.
that over here. Be respectful, all right? You embarrassing me. Come on now. Go to the bathroom and jerk off. Like B-boy, you bad. Yeah, you bad. You bad boy, you boo-boo.
That's
Yeah.
a baby. Leave him alone.
He's not a baby, MFC. He is damn near 14 years, all right? It's 7
No,
years
he's
every
2 years
year.
old. Leave him alone.
That's right. He's 14 going on 16. Yeah, every day is a couple of months. But no, seriously, that's crazy that's happening because I heard even over in Mesa, I guess there was a guy. You don't even hear about a lot of these things. There
That's
was a
true
guy
too.
I guess, that something happened with his financial aid and homie went crazy and the students took him down. But there's a lot of situations. See, what people understand is everything doesn't make the papers or the news.
That's true.
Just talk to
And
any law enforcement.
there's a lot of people right now. They're unstable because there's so many things that's happening.
Yes, that's what I was getting to. Yeah, but these are people. Like a law enforcement officer was explaining to me. He said we didn't have no action because I guess he's in a very nice area, right? Little off Scottsdale, which is like Fifth Avenue for New York, and he was joking how they was not having no work up until now. He's been a law enforcement officer damn near 20 years, so you seeing a lot of the changes even in well-to-do areas,
right?
So yeah,
That
people is definitely a different shift. And have you? Is it me or have since the jabs situation, all right, with Corona and everything, people's mind states have changed. Like I've seen.
Definitely. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
There's more people right now. There's more people in therapy, and there's also a lot more people that are on anxiety medication. Okay, and a lot of people, and the therapy is for them to get back outside and not feel, because a lot of people are worried. They're worried about being outside. They're worried about being in the trains, and like here in New York City, which is a big city, it's not like you could take your car and park anywhere. So a lot of people go. They go by mass, what we call mass transit, the
Yeah, but you
train
know
or the
what?
buses.
I get it, but my thing is, I don't know. I've always alluded it to because I have a girlfriend of mine she's not rich, but she's not had to worry. Like you know how you have to worry, man, how am I gonna pay this? If how can I pay the Peter to pay Paul? Not that it's a game, but when you're used to it for so long, like myself, I don't got it like
Right.
that. So I don't even know what it is to be, you know what I'm talking about? Like, oh yeah, I got the whole
Yeah.
year bills paid, and
Yep.
and that's people don't understand that a lot of people can't take that. Not to mention the girl, the female I'm talking about, the queen.
Yeah. True.
She, I believe, if it was, and I told her this, if you was to ever go belly up, and your peoples ain't there like that, you'll be one of them whackouts. And we were
It's true.
looking at some homeless people, zapped out on drugs, when I say that, because not that she's a spoiled brat, but when you're so used to it, that's just like I'm giving you $1,000 every month, for example, MFC. And then
Right.
I'm going through some stuff, and I say, you know what, I can't give you this 1,000 for 6 months. You're gonna feel a certain way towards me. Why? Because you
Yeah.
constantly getting this, you know what I mean? So people don't understand when you have it easy like that, then all of a sudden
Things
it's not.
change. Yep.
Things
Yeah.
things get real crazy real quick. So
Yeah.
people, take take advantage of what you got and cherish it. Trust me, because everybody don't got it like that.
And that's why they tell you to look at, you have to look at the smaller things versus the bigger things, and look at what you can handle, because even though you outreach and you want to get, say you want to get that $150,000 car, but right now the best you could do is keep that car that you've had for 6 years and keep it moving, okay?
No,
And
no, no, you wrong, you wrong. You go get your but a girl that got that money, or a dude that got
oh
some
boy,
bread. That's with no broke ass. Hey, there's a way. Hey, there's a will, is a way. All right, there's a will, is a way. Okay, don't
uh,
play around. I used to have a Camry. One of my clients had a Camry, and I used to joke with him. Right, he's a young cat in the early 20s. All right, he's driving a Tesla right now. All right, he came in, boy, showed me. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Go ahead with your bad self." Yeah, he got somebody to sign, because I always tell my young folks, all right, you get that girl with that good credit, all right, or you tell her forget it. No, but yeah, he got a nice girl. Him, they engaged. I'm not gonna put no names out there because I haven't talked to him yet. But no, he's up in the Tesla right now. All
all
right,
right.
there's always, you always got to look up, and he came from a Camry to a Tesla. You know, yeah, but he can't mess with my Sonata. Like I said, I ain't got to hit that electric. Yeah, it just charges itself. So yeah, you people out there with your fully electric cars, they haven't got it yet. Because
Yeah,
think about it,
there's
you
still too many
have to,
glitches.
no, I wouldn't say the glitches, but you get stuck on that road. You got fully electric. Oh yeah, you get stuck on
Yep.
that road. You're not paying attention.
And
Okay,
also
that
those
almost happened to me,
batteries,
though,
for some
but I
reason,
have
they
an
go on
EV,
fire. Your
which
car
is
can be
electric.
parked and it goes on
Yeah,
fire.
that's
And
you talking about broke people's. No, but we got it. That's what insurance is for. But they're not getting on fire when you're driving them. It's not like that. Now, that's just like a lot of cars have callbacks, have glitches. But as far as, I'll deal with that glitch. Not to mention, okay, the Teslas have that camera, just like that story we played the other day. Remember how that guy was parking in his house? I
right,
just found out, after you park your car, it records for 15 minutes.
right.
Oh yeah, what I mean,
Okay.
gives you that. So it's just, I would want that car, okay, for anybody over 55 and people that have ailments. Why? Because it's cameras all over the car. Okay, you
Right.
have a person that passes out or something like that. You know what I mean? So say if somebody has, for example, even somebody in their 20s or 30s that might have epilepsy, right? That have a lot, it's something safe for them to drive. I would feel better, having a sibling or one of my wife's or my mom's driving a vehicle like that versus just a vehicle that's just a gas, push
Right.
gas. Because if you can deal with the sign of the times, come on now, that's what they got it for.
Yeah.
If you have the means. But that's what we're gonna go into. You had something up about somebody spending that money.
Now this happened in China, okay?
China?
In China, and what happened was this 13-year-old girl, she went, and how you play online and stuff like that with the games and whatever,
Yeah.
and she went through $64,000 of her mother's debit card. Okay,
Damn.
and this went on for 5 months. The mother didn't know until the school called and alerted the mother to, like, she needs to check her account because some of the kids went back and was telling the staff at school that, she was also paying for some of the students to play these games and stuff online
She
or
was
whatever.
looking out. She ain't hurt
And
nobody.
so when the woman checked, she only had 7 cents left in her account.
Damn.
So, from what I understand, also what they've said in China, since they have so many of these cases happening,
Yeah.
that the government has set up like a training camp for kids that are addicted to these games, these online games, they call it network
That's why they
games.
on it with TikTok. That might make sense because there's a big thing with TikTok. Banning a lot of Asian countries rather. So that has some certain things. I don't know, for some reason, certain people, and this is my humble opinion. Just like if you look at a lot of Arab countries, we're dealing with narcotics. Heroin's real big.
Okay.
Meaning, the stuff that they got over there will kill us. That's
Right.
how potent it is. Okay, I had a guy up in the Midwest. His brother went out. He's like the part and everything. These are super rich guys, and yeah, he went out there and OD. Thinking you can't shoot that stuff up the way. What this stuff they got over here? They laugh at, and that's just to show you for an example. Same thing with liquor.
Yeah.
You go out the country. Okay, think you're gonna drink the same way you drink here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you drink yourself to death. So
It's true.
it's certain things, like I believe, just like with India. It's not that they're smarter than us or anything, but that's just like their hook. With the computer thing.
Yeah.
We outsourced to them. They really got into it.
Yeah.
Same thing with cars. You go down south, person primarily could fix a car better than, say, a New York City slicker. Why? Because they around it like that. They around their uncles.
Right.
They're tinkering a little bit more than we did. We think we tinkering because we might be helping Jose put a tire on compared to Johnny Bow in South Carolina in the sticks putting engines together in the kitchen with his uncle.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
why. Or shoot a gun. Okay, my baby mother's
That's
in
it.
New York showing us how to shoot a gun. We thinking, man, you crazy? You ain't gonna show us, how to drive stick shift and everything. A female,
Right.
okay,
That's true.
and that's
True.
it depends where you at, and how you doing it. So, it's I feel with the Asian, and I don't see it the game because I see the gaming community it's a mixture of everybody, but they definitely as far as consume but they're a little stricter as well. Look at those countries;
Yeah.
they want to basically. Like they teach you
But like
you're-
these stories,
you're
like how, from what I understand, when you like a lot of parents will let them use the setup, that they could either, I don't know, the coins or something when you're playing the game, they prompt you to play.
No,
And
that's it.
so once that
That's
account
it.
once that account is in there, that information, they no longer have to get the permission from the adult. They just
Oh.
keep charging
But
that
it's
card.
something. Well, it's like a game card. Okay, one of my kids is addicted to it.
Right,
Right?
but then you
I just found out how he'll take, and this is what the kids do now. MFC, they'll take, like, say for example, I got Call of Duty, and I wanted to change my skins. What skins is your clothes, is like if you got a mustache and all of that. So you're able to enhance it, but you have to pay for it. You have to pay for the special gun you want. Okay, it's the thing called game cards, and we're talking about. They got a $25 one, they got a $50 one, they got $75 and $100.
Wow.
Okay, and you can buy it online. Okay, so
Right.
what my child did, okay, I'll give him a little $25, $50 card. Same thing with his mom's. We co-parent. You feel me? So we don't
Right.
do it like that. Now, putting it together, we're talking about in the tune of maybe $200 to $400 a month just on the game cards. Once we talk,
Wow.
put me and her together, because there are times where I'll give them $50 one, and we played around with recording and everything. You know what I mean? I say, yeah, you owe me. We're gonna put this. You make some money one day. That's one of
Yeah.
our things. So he has his little to-do list, and we up there. I'm not gonna put his business
Wow.
out there like that totally.
Yeah.
We up there, homie. You owe me, SB. I got the books. No, but and what I do with
Wow.
him, because to me that's like when I was a child making my little money, I would go to my parents and they would match it. Meaning, I got 20, they give me 20. So now I got 40, I go by. So I was that's what taught me how to, I couldn't convince my mother to get me the nice stuff. She's telling me, my brother, oh, you just take this. Versus here it is. I could save my own money, get my own leads. She don't understand why I gotta have every color. And that'll teach him. I thought by getting them the game card and saying, hey, how much you got on it? Show me. So say, for example, I get him a $50 card. I'm talking about the next day, he got $12 on it, MFC.
Wow.
Because he's buying clothes
That's
for this one.
quick.
He'll show me what he did, and it's scary. But remember, we ain't got money like that. Imagine somebody that got money like that, like you said.
Yeah.
So now you got these people that, they're getting their kids, and see why a lot of people with money get their kids cards in their names. It builds their credit.
Right.
See, a lot of people don't. Yeah.
Right.
Builds their credit. Now, see, as far as with his card, yeah, we don't do that like that. Like, he doesn't have money like that to go crazy. And with that, we don't do the card. But I'm lying because he just did the card not too long ago. That's something I'm gonna put on his mother. Yeah. I was trying to keep it away from situations like that. I don't need to see that. I could, these are kids you're talking about, so they're not gonna, they'll say, let me take this couple of hundred and just put it on this game versus, thinking logically. But anyway, MFC, how was the air? Do you tell the difference? Can you tell it?
The difference I can tell is that today we saw the sun and it wasn't cloudy.
No, I'm talking about
but
smell.
now,
Smell.
From the,
Can you smell it
from
different?
the smell, well, I haven't opened my windows. My windows are closed. But I do know that from this morning when we saw the sun, I now looked out the window and it's now getting cloudy again.
Not cloudy like that, right? You see that picture?
No, not cloudy with the orange tinge, but just cloudy like overcast.
Yeah.
And that's only happened in like the last hour.
But yeah,
like I said yesterday, that was freaky. That was orange. I see how California, when they show these big fires, you see that orange sky.
Yeah, but it don't really last that long as far as like they talking about a couple of days and all that.
Yeah, they're talking about by Sunday maybe things should get back.
Yeah, but that's scary. That seems like something a little bit more than. Well, they said it's the size in Canada. It was the size of Vermont burning. That's how big these fires are. So yeah. Just like I said, I suggest you guys take some old linens, put them over the windows. That'll somewhat help with empathy. Because remember, there's cracks that you just can't cover just with closing the window.
That's true.
But hey, we got to get crack-a-lacking. We're gonna be back a little bit later. We got to do the Kings and Queens talking tonight. Lead us out into a lovely prayer for the peoples out there in the world that we live in. Shout out to all of the females out there working, doing your thing, saving your money. All right, and you don't never depend on no man all the way. It's just a little bit.
Thank you for watching Winning Cipher, and we appreciate it. And I'd like to say a prayer for everybody to be safe wherever you live at, and as far as your travels going back and forth, either to work or to shopping or whatever your daily chores that you got to run, your errands that you got to run, and that everybody in the family is well and has good health. And like I always say, please look at the glass half full versus half empty. And just stay strong. These are trying times, and and the bottom line is always tell your family that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised to you. And have a lovely afternoon. And Friday's tomorrow, yay! So the weekend is coming. Okay, thank you very much, and amen.
Be nice to your boss. Amen.
Never walk on the outside again. It's a possibility he'll get life without parole. Never see the outside again. Tell him what happened when they get caught up with that damn drive-by, what they gonna do to him. Yeah. And for a dumbass, unexplainable, unexcusable murder, life.
Jumped off the JFK to the BX way. I hold my square down firm, any part of the planet. Can't forget about Sean Bell, Mike Brown, Louima, Medina. Down the Mecca flow, stack it, let that money go swish. Now who's better than this? Ice show list. Get R. Kelly to take a wet piss on your bitch. Mama said ain't no pause button, anyone could get it. He hit it, but it's button to me, stunting to me. Frontin' ass niggas in my presence, getting levitated, hated, beloved. Knock them out and throw them dubs Dubs, kid. Fought him to the desert with this. Jaws the scientist. Cook that batch up. Hope them sorry fools act up. Give me reason to trip. We in the belly of the beast. Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house. Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house. Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a diamond stuck in some concrete. I bomb beats, you know me, I stays with the masterpiece. I'm a master beast, causing casualties. One wrong move, that's a fatality. What a tragedy. Why you wanna go and hurt your own self? That's so embarrassing. You better listen to Rocky's wife. You know you can't win. Keep pounding you out till you just submit. Stop talking, motherfucker. We don't hear that shit. Don't beat me in the head with a bunch of bullshit. Better go somewhere with that dumbass shit. Keep it gangsta over here, ain't got time for that shit. When I see you, motherfucker, I'ma bust your shit. You'll fuck around, make me empty my whole clip.
Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house. Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house. Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house. Let them things out. Fucking sheriff and that pink house.
No parole. I'll give you life. How you gonna explain that to a parole officer when they ask you, what did you shoot that man for?